I'm in my second term as Johnson County Chair. I live in the Swisher area. Recently also I was elected from your neighboring congressional district. We used to be in with you, and now we're of course separated in the second district, and I was recently elected a member of the State Central Committee. But I want to talk to you about an issue of some importance regarding in fact, I think great importance regarding the state convention. First of all, a question, if you could tell me, how many of you are delegates or alternates to state? Terrific, terrific. And those of you who aren't probably know people that are. And many of the speakers tonight have spoken about party unity and the need for a unified party. I couldn't agree with that more. And to specifically address something, I am not speaking against any specific candidate. I am speaking about a situation. The situation is this. Each of the congressional districts elected 2 members of the nominating committee, which selects the statewide delegates from the Iowa State Convention to the National Convention, which will be held in Florida. The nominating committee, with the exception of a courtesy appointment of Senator Grassley and Governor Branstad, elected a slate entirely supporting one candidate. And I'm not here to speak against that candidate. I'm here to speak for another way to unify our party. The nominating committee selected all delegates and largely a substantial number of the alternates as well that are supporters of Congressman Paul. There's one person on the list that I was told could have been a Santorum supporter, but I checked with senior members of their campaign and they don't know that person to be a Santorum supporter. So at this point, with the exception of Senator Grassley and Governor Branstad, we have an entire slate dedicated to one candidate that the nominating committee will present to the state convention. I'd like to give some facts first because I think they preface why I think there should be a unity delegation which is broad spread amongst people that supported the various candidates. First fact is, many of you would have gone to the vote in Ames where there's a straw poll. Of that straw poll, Iowa designated in first place Congresswoman Bachmann from Minnesota. Second place was Congressman Paul of Texas. Second fact, in January, like all of you, we went to caucuses, and over 120,000 Republicans participated statewide in that effort. After some counting back and forth, Senator Santorum won in a photo finish with a close second. I believe the spread was 30 votes to Governor Romney coming in second. Congressman Paul came in third. Over 120,000 of us participated in those caucuses. Again, the nominating committee has proposed a slate which is entirely favorable to one candidate. I don't believe that will help us grow our party registration. I do not believe that will help us grow party fundraising. And as you're all aware from recent changes at the party, both fundraising and additional volunteers and entire effort is needed. And so we need to look for a solution. And the solution is at the state convention, two things will happen regarding Iowa's delegation. The first is the district caucuses on Friday evening. Each congressional district, of which we have 4, will elect 3 delegates and 3 alternates to the National Convention. It is my sincere hope that be a broadly based delegation representing the views of Iowans on caucus night and not exclusively the domain of one presidential candidate. That is number one. So if you're thinking of going to the state convention and you're thinking of only going Saturday, I strongly recommend that you be there for that district caucus Friday night. I strongly recommend that you know who the candidates for delegates and alternates are, and that you support a broadly based unity delegation. Secondly, on Saturday, the nominating committee will make a report, and that report will be for the statewide delegates that are elected. As I've told you, the composition of that delegation at this time is with the exception of Senator Grassley, Governor Branstad is 100% committed to one candidate. It is the opinion of many, and I have been in contact with the other presidential campaigns about that is unhealthy for the party, that a unity delegation would be the right way for Iowa to go. I have also expressed these thoughts politely and directly to the top leadership of Congressman Paul's campaign in Iowa. There's nothing hidden about this agenda. My agenda, and I believe my responsibility as a State Central Committee member-elect, as well as representing my county as county chair, is to have the best possible representative delegation from Iowa going to the National Convention. Secondly, I believe if we have the current lopsided delegation that is proposed, and if a similar one comes out of the district caucus Friday evening, that it will seriously, I repeat, seriously jeopardize Iowa's status as a first-in-the-nation caucus. We will look like a circus. Supporting one candidate in each ring from each moment, and in the end, supporting a candidate who did not prevail in either of the earlier votes. That is not a negative comment about Congressman Paul. That is a positive comment about why we should have a balanced delegation representing everyone, including Congressman Paul, but not exclusive to Congressman Paul.
Being talked about all across the United States by thousands of people.
I'll say this simply, I'll say it once. I am for